When your cat suddenly bites you, do you actually know what they're trying to say? Most people assume it means anger or aggression, but that is often the exact opposite of what is really happening. In many cases, a sudden bite is your cat's way of reacting to something deeper, and if you miss the reason behind it, you could make the problem much worse without realizing it. Stick around till the end, because the last 2 reasons on this list are the ones almost nobody talks about, and one of them completely changes how you'll see every bite your cat has ever given you. Let's start with what that bite really means. 1. When you pet them and they snap. Have you ever been petting your cat? Everything seems perfect, and out of nowhere they just turn and bite you. It feels personal, like one second they loved it and the next second they punished you for it. But here's the thing, your cat didn't snap. You just missed the moment they asked you to stop. Cats have a sensory threshold for physical contact, and every cat's limit is different. What feels like a calm, relaxing session to you can slowly build into something overwhelming for them. Researchers at the University of Lincoln found that cats show clear signs of overstimulation well before they ever bite. But most of those signs are so subtle that the average owner reads them as contentment. A tail that starts twitching at the tip, ears that flatten just slightly, a body that tenses under your hand even though they haven't moved, even something as small as a change in the rhythm of their purring. These are not signs of a cat enjoying the moment. These are warnings, and when those warnings get ignored, the bite is their last resort. Here's something most people never think about. This threshold isn't fixed. It changes day to day depending on your cat's mood, how much sleep they've had, whether they're feeling unwell, or even how loud the house is that day. A cat that tolerated 15 minutes of belly rubs yesterday might only tolerate 30 seconds today. That's not inconsistency on their part. That's them responding to how their nervous system feels in that exact moment. The same way you might feel touched out on a stressful day, even by people you love. There are also specific zones on a cat's body that are far more sensitive than others. The base of the tail, the belly and the paws are common trigger points, because in the wild these are vulnerable areas tied to their spine, their vital organs and their ability to run. Touching them there isn't like touching their cheek or their chin, which most cats actually enjoy because those areas are used for bonding and scent marking with other cats. The fix is simpler than you think. Pay attention to the first 3 minutes. If their body shifts even slightly, stop, let them walk away. You actually build more trust by ending the session early than by pushing through it. Over time, this teaches your cat that you listen, and cats that trust you to listen are far less likely to escalate to biting in the first place. And here's something that might surprise you. Not every bite means your cat wants space. There's one type of bite that means the exact opposite. And when you find out what it really says about how your cat feels about you, it might just change the way you see every bite they've ever given you. I'll uncover that later. 2. They think your hand is a toy. Why does your cat attack your hand like it's prey when you were just trying to play with them? You wave your fingers, they pounce, you laugh, and then one day the bite actually hurts. But here's what nobody tells you. You didn't just play with your cat. You trained them to hunt you. When cats are kittens, everything is a game. And if your hand is the thing that moves, wiggles and reacts, their brain locks onto it as a target. It's not aggression. It's learned behaviour. A study published in the Journal of Veterinary Behaviour found that cats who are regularly played with using hands instead of toys were significantly more likely to bite during non-play interactions as adults. You basically taught them that skin is fair game. And the worst part is how most people respond. They pull their hand away fast, which to a cat looks exactly like fleeing prey. So the chase instinct kicks in even harder. You're not correcting the behaviour, you're making it more exciting for them. This is where a lot of owners accidentally make things worse without knowing it. Every time your hand darts away in a panic, you're essentially rewarding the exact behaviour you're trying to stop. Because to a predator, a fleeing target is the most satisfying kind. Even scolding afterward doesn't undo that split-second thrill your cat just experienced. The shift is easy, but it has to be consistent. Stop using your hands entirely during play. Use a wand toy, a feather, something that puts distance between your skin and their teeth. If they go for your hand anyway, freeze completely. Don't pull away. Don't react. A target that doesn't move stops being interesting. Within a few weeks, most cats completely rewire that impulse. It also helps to give your cat an appropriate outlet for that hunting energy every single day, not just when they seem restless. 2 short structured play sessions where the toy mimics real prey movements, darting, pausing, hiding, does more to reduce hand biting than any amount of scolding ever will. A cat that gets to fully act out the hunt, stalk, chase, catch, and finally bite down on something that isn't you, goes to bed satisfied instead of looking for the next moving target, which is often your ankle at 2 a.m. And hey, if this is already changing the way you read your cat's behaviour, hit like and subscribe. It helps us reach more cat owners who want to actually understand what their cat is telling them. 3. Something in their body hurts. What if your cat bit you not because they were annoyed, but because they were in pain? This is the one that breaks most owners' hearts once they finally realise it, because by the time they figure it out, they've usually been scolding a cat that was trying to protect itself. Cats are masters at hiding discomfort. It's not stubbornness, it's survival instinct. In the wild, showing pain makes you a target. So your cat will eat normally, walk normally, and act normally until someone touches the spot that hurts. And that's when the bite comes. Not because they're aggressive, because you just pressed on something they've been quietly dealing with alone. Arthritis, dental infections, urinary issues, even hidden injuries from a jump that landed wrong. These are things that won't always show up in your cat's daily behaviour, but the moment your hand finds that area, their reaction is immediate and sharp. Arthritis in particular is far more common than most owners think, especially in cats over 7 years old. It doesn't always look like limping. Sometimes it looks like a cat who suddenly doesn't want to be picked up under the front legs, or who bites when you go to lift them off the couch, or who stops jumping onto the windowsill they used to love. Dental pain is another silent one. A cat with an infected tooth might still eat, just more carefully, tilting their head to chew on one side, and the moment you touch near their jaw or mouth, the reaction is instant. A cat that has never bitten you in their life will bite without hesitation if the pain is bad enough. Here's what to watch for. If the biting is new, if it only happens when you touch a specific area, or if your cat suddenly flinches in spots they use to enjoy being scratched, don't assume it's attitude. Book a vet visit. You might catch something early that would have gone unnoticed for months, because sometimes a single bite is the only warning they'll ever give you. One more thing worth mentioning here. Older cats and cats recovering from an illness or surgery are especially prone to this kind of pain-related biting, and it's easy to mistake it for a personality change. Owners often say things like, "He used to be so sweet, now he's mean," when really nothing about their personality changed at all. Their body did. 4. They're scared and you don't see it. Have you ever reached for your cat and they bit you so fast it didn't even feel like a decision? No warning, no build-up, just pure reaction. That wasn't aggression. That was fear. And the difference matters more than most people realise. A scared cat doesn't think. They react. Their brain flips into survival mode, and in that moment you're not their owner. You're a threat that needs to go away. It doesn't matter that you were just trying to pick them up or move them off the counter. What matters is what their body told them in that split second, and their body said danger. You'll usually see the signs right alongside the bite. A hunched back, ears pinned flat, hissing, dilated eyes, sometimes even fur standing on end. These aren't signs of a mean cat. These are signs of a cat that feels cornered. And when a cat feels cornered, biting is the fastest way to create distance between them and whatever scared them. Loud noises, sudden movements, unfamiliar people, even a new piece of furniture in the wrong spot can trigger this. A study in the journal Applied Animal Behavior Science found that cats in unpredictable environments showed significantly higher rates of fear-based biting, even toward owners they had bonded with for years. This is worth sitting with for a second, because it means the environment matters just as much as the individual moment. A cat living in a house with constant loud arguments, frequent guests, or an unpredictable schedule is essentially living with a nervous system that's always slightly on edge. It doesn't take much to push a cat like that over the threshold, and often the person who gets bitten is simply the one standing closest when it happens, not the one who caused it. The worst thing you can do in this moment is chase them, corner them, or try to comfort them by picking them up. That confirms exactly what their brain already believes, that you are the danger. Give them an escape route, let them hide. Once they feel safe again, they'll come back on their own terms. Fear bites aren't personal. They're proof your cat is overwhelmed, not angry. If your cat is fearful often, it can also help to build predictable routines around the things that scare them. Feeding, medicating, or grooming at the same time and in the same calm way every day teaches their nervous system that these moments are safe, which over time lowers how easily they get pushed into that fear response at all. 5. Redirected aggression, the one people almost never catch. This is one of the most misunderstood bites of all, because it has nothing to do with you at all, even though you're the one who gets hurt. Picture this. Your cat is sitting calmly by the window, watching the world outside. Suddenly, a stray cat walks across your yard. Your cat's whole body goes rigid. Their pupils blow wide, their tail puffs, and they're locked onto that other cat with pure adrenaline running through them. Right then, you walk over and gently touch them, maybe to see what's wrong, and they whip around and bite you, hard, before you even understand what happened. This is called redirected aggression, and it's one of the most confusing bites for owners because it comes out of nowhere from their perspective. Your cat wasn't upset with you. Their body was so flooded with stress hormones from the trigger they couldn't reach, the cat outside, the loud vacuum, the dog barking down the street, that when you appeared in their space, all of that built-up energy got redirected onto the nearest living thing. That happened to be you. The dangerous part about redirected aggression is that it can take a long time for a cat's body to come back down from that state, sometimes 20 minutes, sometimes hours. If you approach them again during that window thinking the moment has passed, you can get bitten a second time, and owners are often baffled because their cat randomly attacked them twice in one evening. If you ever see your cat locked onto something with a stiff body, wide eyes and a puffed tail, the best thing you can do is leave them alone completely. Close the curtain if that's what they're staring at, and let them decompress in a quiet space on their own terms before you try to interact with them again. 6. Petting-induced aggression isn't the same as overstimulation. You might be thinking, wait, isn't this the same as point 1? It's related, but there's a specific version of this worth calling out on its own, because it explains why some cats seem to have a much shorter fuse than others, even from the same owner doing the same thing. Some cats are simply wired with a lower tolerance for repetitive touch, almost like a sensory sensitivity. It's not about a bad mood or a bad day. It's closer to a built-in trait, similar to how some people are fine with background noise, and others find it unbearable within minutes. These cats can enjoy short bursts of affection, but genuinely cannot process long, continuous petting sessions the way other cats can, no matter how gently you do it. The mistake most owners make is assuming that if their cat enjoyed being pet for 5 minutes yesterday, today should be the same. But with these cats specifically, consistency and duration matters more than anything else. The fix isn't complicated, but it does take discipline on your part. Keep sessions short and end them before your cat has to tell you to stop. Let them ask for more, rather than you offering more. Cats like this often become far more affectionate overall, once they learn that you'll never push past their limit, because the anxiety of will this go on too long disappears entirely. 7. It's actually a love bite in disguise. Remember at the beginning when I said there's one type of bite that means the exact opposite of everything we've talked about? This is the one, and once you understand it, you'll never look at your cat the same way again. Some bites aren't warnings. They're not pain. They're not fear. They're not frustration. They're affection. Your cat is literally saying, "I love you," with their teeth. And if you've ever been sitting there, your cat purring in your lap, gently nibbling on your finger, and you didn't know what to make of it, now you do. These are called love bites, and behaviourists believe they come from early kittenhood. When kittens groom each other, they use gentle nips as part of the bonding process. It's how they show trust and closeness within their social group. So when your adult cat does it to you, they're not treating you like a human. They're treating you like family. You can tell a love bite apart from every other bite on this list by how it feels. It's soft. There's no tension in their body. Their ears are relaxed. Their eyes might even be half closed. They're not trying to escape or send a warning. They're settling in. It's the most vulnerable version of your cat you'll ever see. There's actually a physiological reason this happens during calm, affectionate moments specifically. When a cat feels safe enough to fully relax in your presence, the same neural pathways that were used in kittenhood grooming rituals with their mother and littermates get reactivated. It's less a decision and more a reflex of comfort, almost like how a person might absent-mindedly hold on to something soft when they feel completely at ease. The biggest mistake you can make with a love bite is overreacting. If you pull away, yelp, or scold them, you're rejecting the closest thing your cat knows to saying you're my person. So next time it happens, just let it be. Stay still. Keep your breathing calm. And know that in that quiet little moment, your cat chose you. 8. How to actually read your cat before any bite happens. Now that you know the different reasons behind a bite, here's the part that ties everything together, because every single one of these situations gives off warning signs before the bite ever lands. Learning to read them is the real skill that changes your relationship with your cat. Watch the tail first. A relaxed tail moves loosely or curls gently. A tail that's thumping hard against the ground, twitching only at the tip, or puffed up completely, is telling you something is building. Watch the ears next. Forward and relaxed means calm. Sideways, often called aeroplane ears, means uncertain or annoyed. Flat back against the head means real distress or fear. Watch the eyes. Slow blinks and half-closed eyes mean comfort and trust. Wide dilated pupils in normal lighting mean stress or overstimulation, not excitement the way people often assume. And watch the body as a whole. A loose, relaxed posture means everything is fine. A stiff, tense body, even if they're not moving, is often the clearest and earliest sign that something is wrong, and it usually shows up well before the ears or tail do. If you start checking in on these 4 things, tail, ears, eyes and body, every couple of minutes during any interaction, you'll start catching the moment before the bite almost every time, instead of being surprised by it. 9. What to do in the moment you get bitten. Even with all this knowledge, bites still happen sometimes, and how you respond in that exact moment matters just as much as understanding the cause. The instinct to yell, pull away sharply, or swat at your cat is completely natural, but every one of those responses teaches your cat the wrong lesson. Either that you're exciting to bite, or that you're something to fear. The best response is almost always to go still and quiet. Let your hand or body go limp for a second, rather than yanking away. This removes the exciting movement that keeps a play bite going, and it also doesn't confirm a fear response the way pulling back sharply would. Once your cat releases, calmly move away and give them space, without any dramatic reaction. Then take a moment afterward to think back through what happened right before the bite, because that's usually where the real answer is hiding. If a bite breaks the skin, that's worth taking seriously regardless of the reason behind it. Cat bites carry a real risk of infection because of bacteria in their mouths, so clean the wound properly and keep an eye on it over the next day or two for redness, swelling, or warmth around the area.